The Fault in Our Stars is a young adult novel that tells the story of Hazel Grace Lancaster, a 16-year-old girl with thyroid cancer that has spread to her lungs. Hazel is forced to carry an oxygen tank with her everywhere she goes and spends most of her time reading books or watching TV shows. At a support group for cancer survivors and patients, Hazel meets Augustus Waters, a charming and handsome 17-year-old boy who has lost his leg to osteosarcoma. Despite their initial reluctance to get close to each other, Hazel and Gus quickly become friends and bond over their shared love of literature. Hazel introduces Gus to her favorite book, An Imperial Affliction, which tells the story of a girl with cancer who dies without resolving the story's central mystery. Gus becomes obsessed with the book and reaches out to its reclusive author, Peter Van Houten, in hopes of learning more. Eventually, Gus and Hazel's friendship turns into a romantic relationship, and they share their fears and dreams with each other. However, their happiness is short-lived when Gus reveals that his cancer has returned and spread throughout his body. The news devastates Hazel, who fears losing the person she loves most. Despite his declining health, Gus arranges a trip to Amsterdam with Hazel to meet Peter Van Houten, who has agreed to answer their questions about his book. However, upon arriving in Amsterdam, they discover that Van Houten is a bitter and rude alcoholic who offers them no satisfying answers. Gus's health continues to deteriorate, and he is eventually hospitalized. Hazel spends as much time as she can with him, but he eventually passes away. In the aftermath of his death, Hazel struggles to come to terms with her loss and the meaning of life in a world full of suffering. In the end, Hazel discovers a letter from Gus to Van Houten, in which he expresses his love for Hazel and his desire to live a meaningful life despite his illness. The letter brings her a sense of closure and peace, and she comes to realize that even though life may be short and full of pain, it is still worth living for the moments of love and connection that make it meaningful. Overall, The Fault in Our Stars is a poignant and powerful story of love, loss, and the human condition, exploring the universal themes of mortality, suffering, and the search for meaning in life.